Hello, guys. I'm Mehmet Özel from third section, and I'm here to answer three questions about the film Erin Brockovich. So, the first question: in your opinion, was Erin a good mother, a good role model for her children? For my opinion, Erin is a strong, hardworking, resourceful, responsible, and self-reliant woman. She feels abused and abandoned by life, and struggles to earn money so she can raise her children uh, in a proper manner. Even though it means more time away from home, she refuses to let go of her quest to get to the bottom of the issue, even if it means bringing the kids on the road to maybe retrieve, retrieve some toxic water samples for the case. The lack of emotion support by Erin to her kids during that time is being heavily compensated afterward when she and her firm wins the case and takes away an outstanding amount of financial support as well as some huge reputation. This is a story of a mother fighting for her children and for what she believes in, and eventually succeeding, therefore providing her children with better care. I think for all those reasons, I think that Erin Brockovich is an excellent role model, not only for her children, but for most of the people, including myself. So the second question is: was the settlement figure enough in the end? Do you think a value can be set for a human life? How would that be determined? PG&E settled the case for $333 million dollars. This was the largest settlement ever awarded in a lawsuit in the history of the United States. The lawyers received the 40% of the money, which was a little over $133 million dollars. More than 600 of the Hinckley residents, which many had become seriously ill, were in the end left with $196 million dollars, and that figure was divided between them. On average, each victim received $300,000. So I personally don't think that the figure was quite enough. I don't think any figure is enough for going through such trouble. You not only go through the trouble by yourself, but you go through it with your family and your close friends. And let's say that a figure can compensate all the suffering to an extent. Even then, the figure of 300 per person is very low, and I think the relatives and the close friends of the sick person should have been given a compensation for their spiritual damage. To conclude the answer, I think that a price tag cannot be set for a human life because it's the most precious and more irreplaceable thing in life. So the third question is: what did the contaminant hexavalent chromium do to the people who were exposed? What sorts of illnesses or injuries did they suffer? So the chromium 6, also known as the hexavalent chromium, is a known carcinogen which was being used as a rust inhibitor by the Pacific Gas and Electronic Company, which they carelessly dumped and let the water leaked into the groundwater, which the water was by then used by the residents of Hinckley. So Hinckley's groundwater contained concentrations of 580 parts per billion, more than 10 times California's current drinking water standard of 50 per billion for total chromium compounds. So many people in Hinckley fell sick, and some died from exposure to the carcinogen. Breast cancer, Hodgkin's disease, lung, brain, and gastrointestinal cancers, miscarriages, and kidney and ovarian tumors were all the results of leaking the hexavalent chromium into the groundwater and poisoning the residents. So here are my answers. Thank you very much for listening to me, guys, and hope to see you all.